This is East Aurora, the quaint town of iconic shops, a restored theater, restaurants, and well-maintained streets with stately homes. But there's more to East Aurora than a visitor might see.
So East Aurora is a wonderful, quaint little village, but there's poverty in East Aurora, but there's a lot of poverty just south and east and west of East Aurora. Our church, Pathways Christian Fellowship, wanted to be a church that served the community. So we did some surveys. We invited people in for dinner and sat down and talked to them and listened to what they said and what their needs were. And then based on what they said, we began to build out our programs. What you're looking at is a wonderful community of people. These are their homes. These are where they raise their families. But so many of them are just crumbling around them. And it's the only asset they have. So they wake up in the morning and wonder if the roof is going to leak or if the gas is going to turn on or whatever. They just live in this daily fear of survival. Every winter we have a couple people trying to make it through the winter in a tent. The social isolation and the inability to access not just services, but things like groceries and so on becomes a problem for many people in rural areas. So that in itself creates its own sort of trauma, if you will, and it leads to mental illness that ranges from simple anxiety all the way to more diagnosable conditions. So it's mental illness is pretty prevalent in the rural areas.
A lot of the people we work with may not have ever received services in their lifetime for different types of mental health. We see a lot of people with various types of trauma, attachment issues. We work with a lot of people with, say, depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, and they may never have received mental health services.
I was probably hurting emotionally, spiritually, financially, and a friend of mine, he said, why don't you check out Rural Outreach and talk to Maria? And I did. So since then, it's this person, that person.
I heard about the program. I was homeless, right around, it started snowing. Me and a friend were under a bridge, and one of my friends had mentioned this program, and, they came out, they picked us up. We actually didn't plan on staying. But as time went on, we made a decision to stay, and we got jobs out here. And then, as point in time went on, like I said, they loaned me money to get my apartment.
We try to understand what their immediate needs are, whether it's an empty refrigerator or they're going to be evicted next week or anything like that.
They helped me get into Medicaid. They had somebody take me through it, walk me through it, because again, I have ADD, so I really can't focus like the rest of the world out there when it comes to sitting still and filling out paperwork. So they helped me through with that. And then I had some counseling with a couple of different individuals here.
Getting help in rural areas can be more difficult than in the city.
The city to them is like a foreign country. Where to park, how to get around, all those issues are very difficult for our rural participants to deal with.
If you live in the city, everything is accessible. There's public transportation. I'm not saying it's easy, but it is more accessible. Where here, everything is so, spread out.
We did a survey of our service area, which includes Wyoming, Allegheny, Cattaraugus, Chautauqua, and Erie counties, and we found virtually no mental health services that would be offered to people that needed help who couldn't pay for the resources.
We want this picture to be beautiful and happy, and things are wonderful, but we're paddling like a duck underneath, smooth on top. But we're paddling underneath, confused and hurt and not knowing where to go and how to do it, or even just to reach out. That simple fact alone, just to reach out a hand, is like for a lot of people very difficult to do.
I'm slowly building my bridges back with my mother and my father, and like to come out and visit me, and I finally did what I should have did, whatever. X amount of time ago, and maybe it wouldn't be so bad,
I walk with confidence today. I don't walk with doubt or fear or I don't have a lot of questions rolling through my head. The questions that I have are, what can I do now to get us further along? And who do I need to get in contact with to do that? And let's do it, you know? Yeah.